Alright, so this is a video for an iPhone 4 or 4S. This particular model is the iPhone 4 32GB. This is a video to detail how to actually replace a back, and also, if you want to continue, replace the battery inside. This video is only going to go over taking off the back cover and the battery. To replace the screen actually requires a little bit more in depth. That requires taking out most of the components in the phone to get to the front of the LCD screen. They did this only on the 4 and the 4S. The first generation, second generation, that's the 3G, the 3GS, and also the iPhone 5, the screen comes off from the front when you take those two screws off at the bottom. This is the only model that actually is hard to replace the screen. But hopefully that's not an issue for a lot of people if they have it in a case. But this video is just based on replacing this back panel and also the battery. Alright, so here's the actual base of an iPhone 4. You'll see the two screws. There's the mic and speaker and the dock connector. To the left and right of the dock connector are the two screws you're going to have to remove. Relatively easy. You just have to take your screw, your driver, and just turn these here and here to remove. When you remove these two screws, do not lose them, because this is the only two screws that secure the back of the iPhone to the phone itself, or the back of the glass panel to the phone. Alright, so here are the two screws removed. As you can see, from the left and right, they're removed. Now, if we turn the phone on its side, you're going to actually see the way it comes off. So here's the front of the phone, there's the home button, there's the back of the phone, and you're going to see me just push this way. So as I push this way, it slides up. Let me do that again so you can get a better idea. Alright, it's really that easy. Alright, so then after you slide the back of the phone up, this plate just comes right up. Now, as you can see, when looking on eBay for replacement ones, don't buy just the back of the glass, but make sure it has the camera lens cover, because there are models on eBay that do not include this, There is a metal contact on here that gets transferred to the phone. You really want to make sure this ground, I think it's a ground connector. You want to make sure this ground connector piece is here. And obviously the most important is these are the tabs here. So these two tabs are the things that actually secure the phone to the back plate, the glass black plate. This is what the unit looks like. This is what you want to look for on eBay. You want to see the whole entire assembly. And if you don't see what you're looking for, just ask. But you really want to make sure this glass connector is in place, because if not, you're going to have to really get really good strength glue to glue this these covers in place. It's better just to get the whole thing intact. And you can get them. I bought them before. You can get these whole things intact. Because if you do, there's no gluing, there's nothing required on your end to do. All you have to do is literally pop it back on and slide it back on. It's really easy. So that's actually how to replace a broken glass back. They're actually really easy if you crack your back. Then all you have to do is repeat the process. When you put it back on, you just slide it back on and then replace the two screws. But if you want to also, while you have the back off, replace the battery cover, this is how you replace the battery cover, the battery to your iPhone 4. Alright, so to disassemble the battery and take it out, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to actually remove a couple items. The first item is this screw right here. This screw right here is the actual connector for this actual battery. So you're actually going to have to remove this plate that's right here, but there's a screw that's keeping this intact. So you just have to remove this screw, and then this plate will come off. So as you can see from this alternate angle, that metal plate that you had to remove is actually connected to the actual battery contact that lies within there. There's going to be this little loose part. Remember how I said this is the part that actually contacts the actual plate, what you see here. This metal contact here contacts right here. And this is actually very loose. This part you will have to replace, because once you try to remove the battery, this part will fall out. Just be careful about that. So I'm actually just going to remove that part right now. So here's that part that I was telling you that can fall out. It's just a metal little plate. It's very tiny. Alright, set that aside. Now we should be ready to remove the battery. So there's this little tab here. Just pull up on it. The battery will be glued in place with some light glue. Just be careful removing the battery. It's not going to come out very easily. Just take your time. It should just come out. Alright, so with the battery removed, this is what the battery actually looks like. There are the contacts for the battery. So, this is the plate that I was saying that had to be removed with the metal screw right there. And then it's in basically underneath of it. That's what it looks like. So it's a 3.7 volt, 1420 milliamp battery. It's a lithium polymer battery. So this is what you want to look for when replacing your battery for your iPhone. And this is what the open part of the iPhone looks like with the battery removed. As you can see here, there are the contacts for the battery with the screw. You can see the antenna wire that leads to the frame. That's where the antenna gate problem is. You can actually see the double stick tape that keeps the battery in place. Up here is your motor for your vibrate feature. There's your 5 megapixel camera with a flash. Below these metal RF covers are actually the guts of the phone. This is what actually runs the entire phone right here. The A5 processors underneath this panel right here, along with your bands for your cell phone and wireless. And then down here is where your dock connector is, and then this is the speaker system and mic system right here. So this is what the iPhone looks like taken apart, and I'm going to show you in reverse on how to actually put the phone back together. Alright, so the same deal. You get your new battery right here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to repeat the process. You're going to want to make sure you put the battery in first. Make sure it's secure. Kind of press down on it to make sure the double stick tape is adhering to the battery so it doesn't fall out. Before moving forward anywhere, you got to make sure you replace this little contact that I said that was missing, that fell out. This is the piece that goes to the back of the that touches the back of the glass panel. So that would touch right there. That piece goes right here. And let me show you a close-up of this because you need to see how this piece fits in there. Alright, so this piece right here, as you can see, let me see if you can see it in the video here. You see how this has an L-shaped part right here? That actually has to get tucked underneath this ribbon cable here. So what's going to happen is this is going to align right here. So this piece has to go underneath the ribbon cable. So here's your ribbon cable right here, and this piece has to go underneath this. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to lightly tug up on this. Slip it under. Alright. And now it's in place and you can replace the screw. Alright, so when you're ready to go, the plate is installed right here. Just make sure that's in place. Then you want to snap the battery cover back into place. So you want to place the ribbon cable back in place. You have to tuck this under. There it goes. So once it's tucked back in, you want to basically align the screw holes and then push it into place. Then take your screw, just be very careful because it's very tiny. Take your time. Okay, then tighten it. Alright. Then all you have to do is actually now replace the back cover. Slide it into place. And then you just have to replace the two screws at the bottom. So that's all there is to it for replacing the battery and the back cover or glass panel of the iPhone 4 and 4S. It's relatively easy. Most people should be able to do this if they take their time. Just make sure you have a clean surface and you keep your workspace organized. Alright, if you have any questions about this or any of my other videos, please feel free to ask me, and thank you for watching.